What's going on, Jeff?
It's Jillian. It's Jillian. She's gotten worse. This wasn't the plan. This wasn't the plan at all.
This was not the plan. At all. Today we were going to film something completely different.
I was just going to do one more video. This is
not something that you do that's like magical.
You see, that's the problem, is I went to go and catch up with her after months. And honestly, I was just gonna make that one video, but there's so much to it. There's so much more. There's so much more to Jillian. Her mind has got even darker, even more twisted.
I think this is going to get uncomfortable.
So what do you think you're gonna do?
What can I do? I'm gonna have to make a really long, drawn-out series of documentary-style videos about it.
This is gonna be a nightmare.
But first, we're gonna have to have a tasteful parody of a very popular cultural reference. Probably in song.
This is almost like a shit cult. We are in a poop cult.
Perfectly okay with being called a poop cult. And it's your fingers like, hot water under there, right at the entrance. Under, anus under, anus under, anus under, anus like poop. Really awesome this morning. So yeah, I just talk about my poop again. I picked the poop out of my ass. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, you guys, I gotta go and change my shorts.
What's going on, everybody? Jeff Holiday here, and welcome to a new episode of A Song of Salt and Poo. Oh man, it's been a while, and I'm so glad that we're back. But there's been a lot that's been going on. You see, over the months, Jillian has not really learned any of her lessons. Not really. Even after going on Dr. Phil and having me confront her, as well as women who had very serious physiological problems happen because of following her protocol, you would think that maybe Jillian would get the hint. Like, maybe you need to be a little bit more careful with what you say. You have to be a little bit more careful with the types of things that you promote. The ways in which people are going to ultimately be really screwing themselves up. Well, much to the detriment of the people who do follow the protocol, but great content for me and good entertainment for you. No, she's gotten worse. Now, I'd like to take a minute real quick to talk about me and Jillian's relationship. Jillian does not really like to talk about me, and I kind of know why, and you'll see how in the videos to come. But with that out of the way, let's talk a little bit about format. You see, originally I was just going to do one more Song of Salt and Poo, episode 5, and this is episode 5. However, when I started looking into Jillian, again, the bottom fell out, and suddenly I had so much more content to work with. So, there's going to be more than just this video. We're going to take things, not slow, because there's so much to get through. We kind of have to do it a little bit fast, a little rapid fire, but we're going to be thorough, and we're going to jump in. And I'm glad to take you with me on this journey, so buckle up, everybody. Let's get started. Let's find out, what's Jillian been up to lately?
Good afternoon, everybody. So I finally got the long-awaited response from the OAG/the FTC.
Now, for those who don't remember, Jillian was actually being investigated by the Ohio State Attorney General, and so the Federal Trade Commission is the one who ultimately ended up responding to her. So,
there's a lot of free information on my website. A lot. And that is construed as advertising. Because right now everybody knows about the protocol, they know all the claims that I've been making and everything, which I cannot make any of those claims anymore, not even saying possibility or reversing. I'm versus cure.
Now, she rambles a lot in this video, so I'm going to kind of sum up a little bit about what she's talking about. Basically, they were saying she cannot advertise Jilly Juice as a cure for this or a cure for that. She legally, by demand by the Federal Trade Commission, she cannot legally say that Jilly Juice will cure cancer, or regrow an arm, or regrow a kidney, or cure the gay. It can cure the gay.
So they just said that now you got to change your advertising. So now it's going to be so scant on my website. And I'm sorry, I wanted to make it easy for you guys, but my hands are tied. So now you have to buy the book. I'm going to hear people bitching and complaining like, oh, I paid for you. But yeah, you paid for the discussion forum. You didn't pay for the protocol. You paid for the discussion forum. If you want the protocol, get the book. Buy my book.
Yeah, but your protocol is all over the place. It's really simple. You take your salt, you take your cabbage or your kale into a water, you ferment it, you chug it until you start pissing out your ass. It's as simple as that. It's already out there, Jillian. I don't know how you're, like, weaseling this into something else, but it's not.
And so, finally, I guess they're looking out for me because I have given away so much free information. It's freaking unreal. And people are not even like, not all of you, but some of you are not even thankful of the free information I give you.
Oh, you see, the FTC is actually looking out for Jillian. That's right. They're looking out for her because they want to help her. So now she doesn't have to give out all this free information. By the way, all of you people out there who took my free information, you just don't even appreciate it.
So if you want to know the science behind my protocol, you want to know how to implement the protocol, you buy the book.
And as much as Jillian's kind of an idiot sometimes, she is actually very right in this. Having it in a book rather than it on a website and advertised loosely, almost kind of like a product, does in some ways insulate her. In some ways, there are still things that could be done, legally speaking, that can, to some degree, rein her in. But that is actually a rather smart move on her part. I'll give her that.
So yeah, I mean, you can be the guinea pig, but I mean, I've got to have money to go get a lab and go get a bunch of qualified researchers, and then that's fine. I could do that, but I don't even need to.
That's right. She's humble bragging that she could actually take some of the money that she makes from her selling of her books, and thankfully, I don't think she's doing consultations anymore. I think she gave that up. But she could do that. She could take that money, take it to a lab, and actually get Jilly Juice scientifically tested. But she's not going to. She's not going to, probably because in somewhere deep in that shriveled hypernatremiated brain, she knows that it would tear apart every single thing that she's been saying.
I've made claims that I can reverse the aging process, but I can't say that as far as advertising. But I'll say whatever I'm going to say on Facebook, right? But I can't advertise that on my website.
That's part of it. It's part of her explanation. Oh, well, we'll get the rest in just a second. But basically, she can't advertise on her website that she could reverse the aging process, but she is bragging that she can still say it as much as she wants on Facebook. Now, the moment that the FTC decides that her Facebook is then an extension of her marketing campaign from her website, she's screwed. They're gonna make her have to stop doing that too. Well, it depends on if they're gonna waste their time with it.
So anybody ask me, well, can I do this? Anything is possible. Can I do this? Anything is possible. Can I do this? Anything is possible. Can I do this? So anybody ask me, can it regrow limbs? Anything is possible. That's all. That's what I'm gonna say. Jilly Juice, the Jilly Juice protocol can make anything possible.
This look on her face right here. This is the look of somebody who thinks that they just completely got won over on somebody who's been trying to screw them over, or somebody who finally had the most satisfying shit of their life. This smugness is incredible, and it's all based upon an extremely stupid interpretation of actually getting in trouble. It's, oh my god, this is magnificent.
I've done all the hard work last year. the trolls, you guys have shot me into the next hemisphere. Every other country knows who I am.
Oh, well, you're very welcome, Jillian. I could not be more delighted that more people know who you are. Because here's the thing. One of the worst parts about pseudoscience is that usually it just kind of stays in the shadows, and most people don't know. Only the people who are really going to be super susceptible to it, whether they're desperate, or they're gullible, or they're just dumb, will end up finding your protocol. But now everybody knows about your protocol, and now it's a giant fucking joke that we can all enjoy. And what's the best way to make something very unpalatable? Make it the object of derision and mockery. That's why I have my channel. Anyway, what does Jillian need from her fans? What does she need?
You know, and that's why I need you guys to be on the protocol 100% and super, like, just stay with it. Be that testimony, because it's the only way we're going to get this to be accepted by people who love you, who you love, that you want around.
That's right. She needs you to be the guinea pig. All of you out there, you Jilly Juicers, she needs you to be the guinea pig so you can prove her own theory so she doesn't have to. That way, if you do the testimony and you say, yes, it worked, it was magnificent, I am healed, then the people in your lives will also drink the juice and have violent, explosive diarrhea.
It's not diarrhea.
And get brainwashed into thinking that they're getting healed from whatever the thing is that's bothering them and plaguing them and making them sick. And, my God, Jillian's such a humanitarian. But you know what? Here's the thing, though. She dreams big. Oh, yes, our Jillian dreams big. Hit me with it, darling.
But, I mean, I'm waiting for somebody that has, like, $1 million, more than, like, you know, 2 or 3 or $1 billion. Wants to make a name for themselves. They don't already, because if you have $1 billion, then you're made a name for yourself. But I'm looking for something, that has a lot of discretionary income, that's willing to, you know, whatever, or somebody that is, you know, that is famous, that is a quadriplegic or a paraplegic, and put their name to this somehow.
It's one of my favorite things about Jillian, despite the fact that I have huge grievances with some of the things that she says. I like how big she dreams. I really do. You know, I imagine she's got it in her head, this idea of her very proudly at a press conference wheeling out some celebrity quadriplegic and them standing on stage, or maybe a celebrity amputee with their weird Deadpool style little baby limbs starting to grow back out, you know? That would be, my God, that would be amazing. And you know she's got a dream like this too, because Jillian's all about them big ideas. So that's interesting. All right, so the FTC got a hold of her. She's basically just going to kind of try and placate them. But she's also had some other problems as well. Most notably, recently she got contacted by the Better Business Bureau. And this is because on their website, where people were leaving reports that they were pissed off about Jillian and leaving bad reviews, well, she was using that posting feature to reply to them, which is not what it's actually for. So they sent her a letter.
So yeah, I got a notice again from the Better Business Bureau the other day, a couple weeks ago, and I basically burned it. I ripped it up and I burned it because they want me to respond and say, well, how do you want to deal with this? I don't really care. I'll do what I want.
But okay, all right, so she got mad. She ripped up the letter and she burned it. I'm not even going to deal with this. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to address it. That's how most adults deal with situations they don't like. But check this out.
It happens all the time. There are people that will actually organize themselves and they will target a specific company because they don't like what that company is doing, or they don't like what that the person that runs the company, or they have a personal vendetta. You have a bunch of people that are targeting a specific company or a person. So so at this point, any letters that I get from the Better Business Bureau, I'm gonna burn it. I don't care. I can have 500 million negative reviews. I can have a negative F rating, and I would still don't give a crap.
And hey, you know, usually when somebody's like up against the wall, they've got a lot of pressure coming at them. A lot of people out there are buying into an idea and they start shouting you down. Well, it's true. You should hold true to your convictions. You shouldn't be swayed just by the masses, clamoring for your attention or trying to say something to you. But then again, there's also other situations you have to take into account for. Doctors have told you that you're wrong. Many of them. People who are actual accredited and licensed people to talk about health issues have told you that you're wrong. It's not just random trolls, Jillian, or random trolls fans. It's real people who know more than you who are telling you you're wrong. But by all means, keep plugging your ears. It's totally fine. I could make these videos forever. Oh well.
If I can withstand all of the flack from Dr. Phil, from PewDiePie, from Newsweek, BuzzFeed, Daily Mail, Pathos, what else?
Who else? Indeed, who else?
Any other organization that is very one-dimensional, superficial, then I can handle a stupid local agency that has nothing better to do except slander people that don't fit within their model. Okay, big deal.
First of all, the Better Business Bureau is not a local agency, but I really just have to go back to that list. Who was it again?
Dr. Phil, from PewDiePie, from Newsweek, BuzzFeed, Daily Mail, Pathos.
Yeah, somebody seems kind of absent, Somebody just seems like you just maybe don't want to say their name, Maybe. I'm wounded.
I'm so used to this that it's like, save your energy. If you don't like me, don't give me energy. Save it.
But this is fun. This is a lot of fun.
But if you like me, then you're going to give me energy, positive or negative. So I have a lot of fans that manifest their love for me in different mutated ways.
What?
It's not always fun to deal with mutated love.
Mutated love. Is that like the Toxic Avenger? Like that?
But I want to assure that every single eyes that are upon me that are negative, you keep reading and watching my stuff, eventually it's going to sink in. And if it doesn't, at least you had the choice to make that decision.
Well, Jillian, I gotta tell you, I've been with you for a really long time now, and I gotta say, I'm still not convinced, not even remotely. In fact, if anything, the more I experience and understand you, the more I consume your content and analyze and study you, the more I am overwhelmingly convinced to be your diametric opposite. So, as long as you're willing to accept that, and we can move forward in our relationship. Alright, well, that's all well and good. It's fine, she got the letter from the Better Business Bureau, she got the letter from the FTC. Alright, fine. But thing is, Jillian is still pretty salty about the Dr. Phil appearance, and she really wanted to have a rebuttal to Dr. Phil and finally get out her version of the event. So she's going to try and teach us one more time what exactly the science is behind this protocol.
Lactobacillus feeds off of whatever the fermentation process is. Now, if you separate the lactobacillus away from the sugar, then you might kill off the candida for a minute, but then you're also feeding it because candida, which is cancer, which I've established is cancer, which is a fungus.
You establish that candida is cancer and cancer is a fungus. No, you didn't. You didn't establish that at all. You just said it. Saying things and proving things are two different things, Jillian. Do you understand that? The hell am I asking that question for? Of course she doesn't understand that.
Feeds off of sugar, all right? And then the sugar substitutes in the heavy metals. And then the heavy metals is what you find in your poop, which we have found that a lot of people are full of poop.
Humans poop, Jillian. You eat something, your body turns it into poop. Of course, people can be full of poop, and then they poop, and then they're not full of poop anymore. That's how this. Oh my God.
And so when you poop, you don't necessarily poop everything out. It still stays in your system.
Sometimes when you poop, you don't get all the poop out. Sure, but then eventually you poop the poop out, and the poop gets out. The poop is there. Do you think that we just have like floating poop inside of us? Is this like, did you get lost in this whole thing of like red meat stays in your gut? That's not poop. That's poop is a poop. Poop is poop. Poop. Oh my God.
And guess what? Since you are immunocompromised, those parasites feed off the poop because those parasites are in your body through the air because you're getting in all the little eggs that hatch.
Jillian, if you think that we're breathing in parasite eggs, why aren't you wearing a face mask? Why not wear like a respirator or something like that? I don't understand this at all.
So anyway, so when you're not reinforced of immune system, you're not kicking out the foreign invaders, you're not repairing yourselves, so guess what? So many of you have a condominium of critters in your body that are controlling everything.
You have a condominium of critters inside your body. You see, what's happening is you're not pooping out all of your poop. You need to get all the poop out, otherwise you have poop still in your body. And the parasite eggs that you breathe in, you get your food and everything else, goes in and they start eating your poop. And that's why you're full of parasites. And now you're a condominium of critters. Okay.
And guess what? When you go outside and you see worms and slugs on the ground, and as a practice as kids, if you're one, I was never one of those kids that poured salt on slugs, but there are people that did that. You know what salt does to parasites and slugs and worms? It disintegrates them.
See, okay. So in Jillian's mind, because slugs look like worms, which look like parasites, if you put salt on a slug, it dissolves the slugs, so the salt from the Jilly Juice is going to dissolve the parasites that aren't even there. And if it's supposed to dissolve the parasites, then why is it that you and your wackadoo group constantly post pictures after drinking Jilly Juice and flushing their body out with violent diarrhea? Do they find these parasites? Shouldn't they be dissolved, Jillian? Wouldn't that make sense? Wouldn't that be a contradiction to your claims? I mean, for fuck's sake, you had thousands of people posting thousands of pictures of their shit in your Facebook group. Maybe you're doing it on your website discussion forum, I don't know. Doesn't that completely poke a massive hole in your theory?
These things do have a soul. They do have a life. They have, desires, and they also kind of control the host, which is you.
That's right. Parasites, you see, parasites have a soul and desires and emotions. By the way, are your mind worms depressed lately? Maybe you need mind worm Prozac or something. I don't. So this is amazing because it goes back to the old reading that I did of her book, which was long and dry and god awful, and it kind of broke Desk Jeff. Yeah, Jeff at the desk had a hard time reading that book. But anyway, it goes back to that. She does believe that these parasites are in some way sentient and that they control you.
Which is making you hungry, making you craving, making you get upset when someone takes something like a little bit of salt or a lot of salt with some good water and kills it.
And see, that's the only way to break this brainwashing, this worm parasite brainwashing, is you have to flush it out with your violent diarrhea.
It's not diarrhea.
So now we're looking at salt, cabbage, and water and why that is not poisonous. Okay, and this is what I really couldn't articulate, but I'm going to articulate to you guys now so you guys understand. Whether or not you understand, that's fine.
Okay, hit me with it.
So I've noticed that when I looked at the elemental composition of the human body, we have salt is the 9th element.
The 9th element, okay. So what she's trying to pass this off as is there's a list of how much of each chemical is in the human body, and salt is the 9th most prevalent.
And then we have balancing forces. So what is the balance of salt? It is water.
But balancing forces, salt is not negated by water. If you put salt into a glass and then you put water into a glass, you have salt water. That's not a balancing force. That's salt water.
Okay, so I'm explaining what waterfalls are in the context of waterfalls, why it isn't diarrhea, so you guys get it.
Oh, thank God, because I'm still confused.
All right, so here it is. It's called The Elemental Composition of the Human Body by Ed Uthman, right? And the first thing of what your body needs is oxygen, carbon, hydrogen.
What your body needs? No, Jillian, that's what the body is made of, not what your body needs. What are you even talking about? That's what in the holy fucking hell got you into thinking that the elemental composition of the human body, it means that's what you need in your body? No, it isn't. No, it's not. How in the world? What? Oh my god!
Ooh, oxygen, hydrogen, that's water, right? And then you have nitrogen, calcium, phosphorus, potassium, so, and this is from most to least too, okay? So this is what you guys need to research.
Okay, we get the idea, Jillian, that is a list of what your body is made of chemically. When your body is constructed and you grow, the process of your body growing is done by the breaking down of other chemicals that you consume, and then your DNA directing your proteins to build your body how it needs to be built. That's how this works. That's not to say that you need to consume a shit ton of hydrogen. That's not what it means. Oh my god. For instance, to be able to even have the biochemical energy to think, the ATP cycle, you need glucose. You need sugar. Your body depends on sugars. That's part of what actually makes us able to think. Now, just because glucose might be lower in the body amount than sodium does not mean that you can then replace that with salt. That doesn't make any sense. You know what? Science is really not your strong suit. Why don't you just talk about pooping some more? Let's do that.
But you are now infusing your body with electrolytes. So you can't possibly be losing electrolytes when the electrolytes, which is the nutrition in the drink, is actually feeding your body. So what the body is doing is ridding the body of the toxins. So what you're seeing in all the poop, that's why they call me a poop cult, is the mucus placoid.
I can't believe I still have to try and explain this to you, Jillian. I don't know why you can't get this. When you trigger a chemical reaction in your body that forces you to start flushing your system because you have too much of something and you have copious amounts of diarrhea.
It's not diarrhea.
You actually are not digesting everything that you have in your body. It's causing the gates to open, the dam to be open, and things to flood out. You are not getting as much nutrition as you think. Coupled with that, dehydration is a very serious issue, and you lose nutrients. You get dehydrated because of diarrhea. And I'm sorry, you think this water falling thing is different than diarrhea, but it's not. It is an explosive outpouring of liquefied poop. Jillian, it's diarrhea.
It's not your intestines. It's not your stomach lining.
Ah, you did watch my videos. I knew it.
It's all the mucus that you have harbored over many years of crappy food intake.
Great. Prove it. Go and shit your brains out, and then take that shit to a lab and get it tested. And then you can tell us. Is it full of mucus placoids? Is it full of parasites? Or is it copious amounts of violent diarrhea? Go get it tested. Prove it to me. I'd love to see it.
And remember, salt is not a spice, just so you know. All right, Jeff Holiday?
NANI?! お前はもう死んでいる。
This is for Jeff Holiday, who said in one of his videos that was, parroting me, that salt is a spice. Salt is not a spice, it's a mineral. So let's get that straight.
Oh, damn. That's a bit of a sting. It's true, Jillian. It's true. And I've been catching flack for months because of that. Yes, it's true. Salt is not technically a spice. Salt is a mineral. When I have to research your videos, they are so mind-numbingly stupid that it starts to rot away my brain. So when I'm thinking about salt, I think about the spice shelf that I have, where I have all my spices and also my salt. Yeah, it was a slip of the tongue. I'm sorry, but I think you did this to me. You did this to me. Your videos are so magnificently goddamn dumb that it makes me dumb temporarily.
I mean, I was trying to get across to Dr. Phil that when you cut your hand, and your skin is the largest organ of the body, and then your skin regrows, you just essentially regrew that organ.
Yes, it's true that skin is the largest organ on your body. And yes, it's true that skin can be repaired. Except when there's such cataclysmic fucking damage to it that it can't. Do you understand what scars are, Jillian? That's skin that's been damaged to the point where it has to be stitched together to seal back up, but it can't completely regenerate itself, it just knits back together. Why do you think when people have to get a skin graft and they have to stretch out a smaller piece of skin over a larger piece of skin, that skin is then thinner? It's because it's not actually regenerating, it's knitting. And also, trying to compare skin to like a kidney? Why? Just because, well, it's an organ, so it should. That's not how it works. Nobody has ever actually considered that. Probably in the history of medicine, that skin is somehow comparable to every other organ in your body. Nobody's done that. You know why? Because it's a stupid idea. That even an 8-year-old would be able to be like, no, that's a really dumb idea. That sounds completely stupid. Yeah, that's not real. That's why. Now, Jillian had a few other controversial statements that she said surrounding the Dr. Phil show, one of which was her comments about homosexuality. And she clarifies a little bit further, so let's take a look at that.
You have 11 different systems, and guess what? Misfiring happens, and that's what I was trying to explain about the whole thing with the LGBT. I am not homophobic at all whatsoever. I love my gay friends.
You just think that they're mutated, right?
Because they're human beings. They're people that are awesome. I'm just introducing the possibility, because some of them are really unhealthy, that they have like candida, they have obesity issues, they have issues that I really want them not to suffer with.
Just wait for it.
You know, maybe you don't have to die that way or die in this way or whatever, right? Maybe there's a way, and yes, you happen to be gay. This may or may not impact your choice.
Choice? Did you just say choice?
Or your life, or it may, I don't know. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just exploring the possibility that maybe something going on in your system is creating the different behaviors that are manifesting in our society.
Right, it's the candida. The candida makes you gay. Okay, all right, that's fair.
I mean, we have Viagra for a reason, right? It's manipulating the reproductive system of the male organ.
Yes, but Viagra doesn't make anybody gay. Viagra makes a dick hard. That's about it.
So then couldn't it stand to reason that maybe there's something else is manipulating our system to have us act in a certain way and give us our sexual proclivities?
Like extreme hypernatremia of the brain from having waterfalls, diarrhea too much that makes your brain actually shrink and turns you into an idiot who then tries to convince other people to poison themselves? Yeah, I think it's entirely possible.
It's all possible that we need to explore.
Yeah, but you're not the one who needs to explore it, Jillian, because you're not a doctor, you're not a scientist, you're not a researcher, you're a crazy person in Ohio who's getting people to have diarrhea.
But I don't come from a hateful standpoint. I come from like, hey, I want to help you guys, and this is something that we just need to introduce.
Okay, I don't really want to prescribe some malice on the part of Jillian when it comes to gay people. I really don't. It's that I don't think she quite understands what she's talking about, or how incredibly offensive it can actually be, which is not that surprising given her previous behavior. She just doesn't get it. Simple as that. Anyway, let's move on from the LGBT thing and right about here. Let's watch this.
I gotta wake you guys up in some way, right? I mean, that's what they do in psychology, is they basically trigger people, either take in the information or deny it. But that's what psychology does. So, you know, he did that too. So did I. We both did that. So Dr. Phil and I have done the same thing. Yes, I went on his show because he's basically, you know, a little bit more famous than me.
A little bit?
I have my Facebook. That's basically what I have. That's about it. I don't have a mainstream television. So I was going on to his show. He did the triggering. He's reacting from my triggering, but that got people to wake up and say, hey, let's explore something here.
No, it didn't. The thing is, you trying to compare yourself to Dr. Phil, in some ways, I guess it's kind of true. You both are putting out arguments, and you're both exploring possibilities. Yeah, sure. The difference is that, one, he's more successful, he's more qualified, and overall, mostly he's completely legit. Whereas you're a clown. And no, people don't take you serious. And the ones who do desperately need saving from you because they have been brainwashed for whatever reason into doing something very, very dangerous to their health.
So those two ladies, so, you know, they were part of the beginning, you know, they were, and it's too bad that they couldn't stick it out. And I know, of course, I'm not anybody's doctor. I just want people to understand. If you don't understand, that's not my fault. There's so many people on the internet that do give out advice. Some people on the internet that have MLMs that say, hey, take this pill, take this powder, take this supplement, take this oil, and it's going to do wonders for your world, right? Why aren't they getting, attacked, right? It's because the stuff probably doesn't work very well, so no one really cares, right? But my stuff does work well, so it's going to create, a very polarized debate.
No, Jillian, I think you came off across as harsh is because these people, these two women at the Dr. Phil show, these brave ladies were in direct conflict to everything that you're saying. They are the proof that what you try and tell people to do is harmful. Harmful. Okay, I think we're pretty much done with that video for now. And in fact, at this point, I think we're gonna take a pause. We're gonna take a pause and we're gonna meet up again in the next video. But there are a couple more things I wanna touch on first. First and foremost, you really should go check out Myles Power's video on Jilly Juice. The man was daring enough to actually take a sip of that crap. So kudos to him for having the balls, but he also deals a lot with the pain is healing concept of Jilly Juice, and it's a really well done video. As well, I wanted to take this opportunity to promote my Twitch channel, where a lot of the times early in the morning, I'm either streaming editing or research or even sometimes filming videos. You can get a quick first look at what I got going on over there. Links in the description. As well, if you really like what I do, you can always check out my Patreon. Hey guys, Editor Jeff here. I just wanted to mention a couple of quick things. First and foremost, if you're interested, you can now check out the Reprogram Your Fungus t-shirt. I told Jillian a while ago she really should make this shirt, and it's been months, so I guess I called dibs. Also, I wanted to put out a huge thank you to Gameplay Metal for doing the intro. He's an absolutely amazing musician. He's done lots of collaborations with lots of people that I know, so go check out all of his social media links. They're in the description. And now back to the regularly scheduled outro. Alright, so what's next? What's coming up next? Well, I just wanted to do this first video to catch up and talk about the FTC letter, the Better Business letter, kind of her thoughts on the whole Dr. Phil appearance. Next, we get into the real crazy, the meat, and juicy potatoes, just how bizarre her ideology has developed. But I'm not just gonna tease you. I'll give you a little taste too.
On the phone.
Do this when you're pregnant. Do this before you're pregnant. Do this while you're pregnant. Do this while you're breastfeeding. Do this while you're, your baby is whatever.
Because if you can take Viagra and make a guy's dick get hard, then you can completely make tornadoes.
Don't wait till you're 5. Yeah, wait till they have a demon inside of them growing. Is that what you really want? You want to have that happen?
The taste is so weird.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that this video is worth the wait. There will be even more craziness happening very soon. I wish the best for you and your family, and from mine to yours, have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Don't fuck with me. I got the power of Dr. Phil and science on my side.